All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Gary B, and I am looking forward to testing out something. I am going to be using my companion, I guess you can call it the app, using my iPad, and I'm going to try to set up OBS and do my live stream and do a test live stream actually as well while I'm recording through OBS and using OBS to record my screen, all controlled through Companion. But I need to set up my not recording, but my streaming buttons on BitFocus. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So let's do a uh, share screen here. And we're going to go, instead of here, we're going to go to BitFocus. And I need to set up some recording or I want to make like an on air button or streaming button. So we're going to call this um, start stream. And I'm going to go down here. And this is going to be an OBS function. Let's just do a search for stream and go down. Let's see here. OBS, start streaming. Simple enough. And then we need to make one that says stop streaming. So we'll say stop streaming. And same thing, we're going to go here. I'm going to go to OBS and stop recording, stop streaming. Okay, so that's simple enough. Now we need to look at how we're going to show, I want to do something that says on air. And so to do that, I don't know. Let's see if we can create a button that shows that. So this one would be like a variable. Let's see. OBS. Okay. No, they don't have like an on air. Let's do stream. Okay, so OBS streaming state. There we go. That's what I want. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go back to my buttons. And for this button, we're gonna just paste that in. And it shows you right there that it's off air. That's what I want to see. And I want it to fit like that. And then stop streaming. That one is fine. I don't really care. Let's see here. Triggers. A new trigger. Let's see here. And this allows you to run actions based on companion feedback or times. So, oh, don't need that. I already have one over here. So let's do trigger. Let's call it on air red. Events conditions. So let's do conditions, OBS. Let's do streaming active. Done. And then the action. I just want to change the color of the button. Trigger release, abort, discard. Let's see if they got something called color. Okay, button, set button background color. There we go. Okay, so set background color. And I want to do down there. Okay. Okay, so when streaming is active, it's going to internal button background is going to go red. And then the button text color is going to go white. But how do I pick the button? Actions, internal button, set background. Oh, I got to pick the button. There we go. from expression, from text. It says this button. Oh, okay. On air red. A button, a button, a button, a button. Change the style of the button. But where's the button at? Interesting. I don't know what that is. So let's see. Test actions. Didn't change anything. Conditions. Okay. Add a condition. Action. Let's do. It says target from text. Oh my goodness. From expression. Locate. Location expression. Location. Text with variables. Um, okay, so this page, no options. No options. When I click that, this page, okay. Internal instance disabled, internal instance total. This page. How do you do that? From text. And then it's got this button. Conditions, add events. Okay, on condition becoming true. Conditions. If streaming is active, change the style of the button. So I guess it's just that button, but it doesn't let me test it. Name. Okay, so if I go back into OBS, let's look here. Okay, test broadcast scheduled. It's scheduled at 1:22. So open YouTube, select broadcast, and start streaming. It didn't change. So if I stop streaming, that didn't change. If I go to manage broadcast, select existing, automatically created by YouTube Studio, resume interrupted stream, scheduled for that day. Okay. So I can do a new broadcast and change the name. Okay. Let's cancel that. We got to figure out how to manage these triggers and such. So this action is to set the background color of a certain button. Target this button. Okay. How to change a button based on status in BitFocus Companion. To change the button's appearance based on the status in BitFocus, you can use feedback and triggers. Feedback will modify the button's visual properties. All right. Go to the feedback tab of the button. Oh. There's a feedback tab. So let's delete this for now. There are currently no triggers. Okay, so let's go to this button. Where do you see a feedback? Oh, feedback. Got it. OBS. Nice. Okay, media playing. If streaming, so let's go to stream. If streaming is active, change the style of the button. Done. Boop. Okay. Background text. Okay, so I want the background to go red, and I want the text to stay white. Okay. Nice. Okay, so that's perfect. So what I would do is probably change all of these. So FreeShow Friday, I'm gonna add some backgrounds. So let's test it out real quick. If I go back to OBS and manage broadcast, dang, it won't let me resume that one. New broadcast. Yep. Private technology. Yep. So let's create. Okay. And so what I'm looking for is exactly what happened. It turned red. Okay, that's good. I think I'm gonna change the background. Instead of that, I'm gonna make it be green. And then I'll make this be red. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is change everything else to have that same type of feedback, if that makes sense. All right, so let's stop streaming. And let's do FreeShow Friday. Let's make this background be, let's make it be orange. Yeah, that kind of goes with the theme. And then we'll go to feedbacks. And let's see. OBS, there's no feedbacks on here. Okay. Man, that would be really cool if I could. Okay, let's do FreeShow Friday. If I look in OBS, I got Garry headshot. Let's make one and call it FreeShow Friday Countdown. Let's see. FreeShow Friday Countdown. Okay. And we're going to add in FreeShow Primary. Perfect. And for it currently, it's starting the show and it's going to full screen FreeShow. Okay, so let's look and see what full screen FreeShow has on it. Full screen FreeShow is just that. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go to FSF Countdown. It's dead. Boom. Set program scene to that. Now for feedback. If I go here to OBS, and that was a scene. So ATEM OBS. If a scene is in program, change the style of the button. Done. If FreeShow Friday Countdown is active, change the background to be that bright green and the text. Let's do something to complement the bright green. We'll do like a dark blue. All right, so now if I click Free Show Friday, it shows up there. And that's what we got here. And then I can go back to here and let's clear topics and let's clear music. All right. And then we'll add that topic back. Okay, so that works. But let me go back to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. So basically what I'm going to do, so talking head, I'm going to do the same thing so I can look at a glance and see what I have already selected, almost like an ATEM. And so we'll go here. We're going to go scene. Scene is in program. And then source enabled, source active. Okay, that's cool. So we want to make it be the bright green and the text to be the dark blue. And that is for talking head. And that is Garry headshot. Boom. Okay. Topic, that's not a thing. Split show, that's a thing. Feedbacks. And we're going to just do scene again. If it's in program, we want, let's do, so this is split screen show. Free Show Friday split screen. We want that to be green and that to be blue. And then we'll do the same thing for split screen share. We'll go to feedbacks and scenes. Okay, so scene in program. We'll go here and then we'll make the text be the blue. And it is the split screen share and then full show, feedback, scene in program. And we'll pick, that's the full show for full screen free show. Pick that one. Pick that one. Full screen share. We'll do feedbacks again. And it has that little default, so it shows you exactly what's going on. Quick reference, I guess, which is nice. Text, make it be the dark blue. And this is the full share screen. So full screen free show, full sharing screen. Got it. So right now I'm on full sharing screen. And if I wanted to do the split screen share, it'll do that. And it shows up that way. And you guys can see me here. The topic is there. I can turn it back on. And that is what we're talking about, is using Companion with FreeShow and OBS. And yeah, this is interesting. The interesting thing though is I need to clear the background because it's actually playing. So if I say clear all, what'll happen here? Okay, so it'll stop that, and then I can just put the topic back up because it was still playing my Free Show Friday countdown, which I don't want to do, but I do want to be able to see everything like we've got here. All right, so all those are set. This is set. That's set. I'm going to put some feedback on that to show that as well. Same idea. No, this is streaming active. I want to make it be recording active. OBS. We'll do record. Recording status. If recording is active or pause, change the style of the button. Okay. Okay. Okay, for recording, the foreground color is white and the background color is green. And I'm gonna make that be that blue again. So green is always active for me. And then when it's paused, I don't even have a pause. So that stops streaming. And I'm just looking here to see if I need to add a pause. Let me fix the size of that button real quick. Okay, so stop streaming. We'll make them all the same size. Okay. Um, so I made these as just PNGs. So I like that to just kind of start and stop. But apparently in OBS, there's a pause recording. So I need to add that in. I've never used that before, but let's do it. So we'll make that be here. Button, we're going to call it pause recording. Okay. Now, let's do press actions. We're going to just type in pause. So pause recording, boom, done. Okay. And we'll make that be 14. So that's stop streaming. So last project, these I don't use very much. So I'm going to get rid of these and clear. And then we're going to shift these all over. And then we'll shift this over, this over, and that over. And then I'll put this one down there. Okay. So pause recording is an option. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an icon that looks like pause real quick. And I'll use this one. So we'll duplicate that and delete that and add this one in. So I've got this here and we'll do that. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll do that. And then I'm going to share this, download just the current one. And it can be a PNG. I think it needs to be a PNG. Okay. Now I'm going to come back into here. And this is going to get a PNG. So I'm going to go to here to search for it. And I'm going to select my pause button that I created. And then I don't need the text there. But what I do need is to edit this button on the feedback. And so if it is paused, I want it to be foreground color can be white. I want it to be red. Let's see. Okay, so I hit the pause, which is nice, but I need to make something that says resume. So we're going to get rid of these and shift everything down again because I don't use these at all. Clear that out. And I'll clear this out. Next, oh no, I have been using that next slide. So I'll move that up to here. And then we'll move this over to here. We'll just move this to here. Stop. To here. The status. I think I put this here. Actually, I'm going to move it a little bit away from there because I want to move it away. And then I'll move this one here. And then we'll put one here that just says resume. Record. Okay. And now let's see if they got something like that for OBS. Resume recording. Boom. All right. So now we got the resume recording and let's make that 14. And so I got pause there, resume recording there. So if I hit pause and I hit resume, it comes right back, which I like. Yeah, I'm content with that. So it shows me here my actual recording time. I got start stream. I've got off air, on air, stop the stream. And then I need to make one that shows streaming time. So time online or whatnot. So I can go here and I can say create button. And then we need to go to, oh, how did I get to there? I think it's here. And let's do streaming. Let's see, system. Where did I do those? OBS. Stop streaming. No. I want to be able to see the options for that. So it's under variables, I believe. So let's do streams time code. Here we go. So stream time code, OBS stream service, stream output in kilobits per second. That's nice. Stream time code. I want that one. So I'm going to do that. And this is under variables. If I go back to my buttons, and this one is going to go here. And so I'm not streaming, but it shows the time code. That's interesting. So if I go into OBS, what I'm looking at is manage broadcast. And I'm going to just say create broadcast and start streaming because it's private. So I'll say okay. And I just went live. That's fine. We cannot find your stream. Please select the, okay. It says I'm live. I'm gonna look in my history and see in YouTube to see. And so, yeah, so what ends up happening is that resets and it shows the time of streaming, which is good. Then I can stop my stream. I need to figure out a way to coordinate those. The stream color, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So I like the fact that live and recording are kind of staggered like that. Resume record, that's fine. These are start and stop the recording. That makes sense for me. And then the other part of this is that I'm doing this as a test for live streaming and recording all from OBS to see how it looks. So full show, let's do split share. And so I think the hard thing for me is to identify what's being selected, what's not being selected. As I look at my tablet, I can see everything that you guys see here. I can see all this here. The record and all that stuff, those are kind of set it and forget it. The live stream is kind of a set it and forget it. So it's really just about this stuff here. I just got to get that in my head of what I'm going to be selecting and what I'm going to be doing, because I want to do the talking head, and the split show, split share, full screen, and all that stuff pretty regularly. But I feel like it's crowded over there. So I need to figure that out in terms of what I want to do with those buttons. I like the idea of maybe moving these and then bringing these up, or just making that whole top row. That might be it. Let's move some stuff around. So let's move this to here. Let's move this to here. And then we're going to make this whole top row be the items that I need to switch between. So I'll just be tapping the top row throughout the show. So topic, we'll move that. So I just hit it to here. We'll move this to here. Oh. And then we'll move this to here. Move this to here. All right. And then these can go up here if I want them to. We'll see. But let's move the stop music to here. Okay. And then let's move full show to here and full share. Move that up here. Okay. And I like that, but I might get rid of this button. I don't even use that. So let's clear that out. And let's put Free Show Friday on its own over here. And then I'll put that with Talking Head. Those will be there. And then full, those will move. And then we'll move the fulls over here. All right, so now I can see, yeah, that's way better organized for me. Let's see the clear. Let's do that up here. Let's move this over here. So that's all the clear stuff. That's good. Topics. Let's see here. I'm gonna rename that and call it add topic. Okay, and then next slide. Let's swap those. Okay. And then I'll swap these two. So clear topic and add topic can be on top of each other. Stop music. Okay, start stream. Start stream is kind of hidden. Let's make that one look a little bit different. So the background for start stream, let's see, what does it look like when I make it 18? Yeah, let's make it bigger. I had to, I'm gonna change this to say stop stream and make that be 18 as well. And then this is the time that I've been live, which is fine. But I'm gonna make this be probably red. Let's do red. And then stop stream, we'll make that red as well. Those are the do not touch buttons and or touch at your own risk. And these are actually icons, that's fine. And then split. Okay. I'm just looking to see if there's a better way to organize it. This I don't need as well. Clear that out. And then I don't need this as well either. This will clear the style, feedbacks, and all actions. Okay, cancel that. Oh, I think it's just for that button, the page number button. No configuration available for page number buttons. Yeah, okay, just got rid of that button. That's fine. Because I would just change it up there. Okay, so I'm content with it as is right now. I can't think of a better way to organize everything, but basically what I was able to do today was change the feedback, which is a cool way to where the feedback is, it'll change if it's on a certain scene for me, because these are all OBS scenes. Everyone on the top row is an OBS scene. So if I go to Talking Head, that's a scene. And if I want to show you what that looks like, it changes to be full screen share. It changes it to be green. And then if I do the full show, it will change to green. If I do split share, it changes that to be green. And so that's helpful for me to identify what am I doing at the time, like what's active. And that's at a glance. So I'm looking down at it right here on my right. And then I've got the stop and clear and all that kind of stuff. If I was playing something to OBS, I can kind of control what I'm doing here. And then my add topic. This is actually a button to add in the option at the bottom. So it adds in what you see down there, which is like an overlay in FreeShow, which is fine. And then this is just the time at a glance. I like that. It's really helpful for me to use and see. It shows me the time I've been recording down here. I can stop. I can pause the recording. I can resume the recording. I broke those up. I like those to be separate. Let's see here. I might figure out, maybe I switch those around. So I'm going to do a swap, and I'll swap this with this, and then I'll swap this with this. So I can see that I'm live and I'm recording, and I can pause and resume pretty easily from there. Yeah, I like that setup. And so those would be both lined up to show me exactly what's going on. I might choose to make the recording feedback be foreground color be red when it's recording to kind of be in sync with that. Let's see. I might make it say, can I change what it looks like? OBS recording. Yeah, no, you can't. I don't think. That's the string. Can I make it say something else? Press actions, release actions. Let's see. I wonder if it'll say something on air. No, that's recording. Yeah, that's fine. Um, hmm. Live recording. Hmm. I don't know what'll happen. I don't think I can change that verbiage. So I went to variables to get that. Let's see here. We go to record. Okay, so OBS recording state value says recording. Copy variable value. What is that? If I go to buttons and I go here. Okay, so it just says recording. That doesn't do anything. If I go back to variables, recording state. Yeah, I don't think there's any value in me doing anything with that, but I do like that. I like the setup that I've got for my buttons to where I can really control this and see it at a glance on my tablet without even thinking about it and knowing exactly where I'm at. And so that is using FreeShow. And let me go ahead and stop this live stream. That's important. So I can go off air. But I was just testing out to make sure for FreeShow Friday coming up later this week, how this would work. And I'm actively recording. Um, yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun show just because everything is a little bit more streamlined. And this is just a part of the progress of developing the channel and maneuvering and all that kind of stuff. So Companion is really nice. I like the feedback that I can get from it with these actual feedback buttons. I never really explored that before, but I really do like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more with Companion. Talk to you next time.